I have fought against white domination. And I have fought against black domination.
Torn apart by the mobs set alight.
I have cherished the idea of a democratic and free society in which all persons will live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an idea for which I hope to live for and to see realized. But my Lord, if it needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die.
In the great effort to create a new society and a new nation,
today, the win is.
I said 5 in the morning. I wake up to 5 on my eyes. Yeah, in my mind is a warning.
South Africa.
Pray to the one you're relying.
First stops in Nelson Mandela's election campaign last week began.
of reckoning against all these people.
He's fairly mild in the sense that he does not seriously threaten.
Nelson Mandela, you are the subject of today's show. He goes, oh, all right.
He's so... Cannot buy. Send me a love that you cannot mix. One is the joy that you cannot waste, and the other one price that you cannot fix. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Finding a way where you cannot see. Man with this system he cannot pray. I need to find relief. But behind my mind it runs. All these thoughts have trouble me. Funny to give up my pain. Funny to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need.
Umtata, a small town located in the Eastern Cape of South Africa. It is also the hometown of Nelson Mandela. It is a conservative town that consists of mainly women, children, and elderly. Most of the men are away for long spells as contract laborers and subsistence farmers. A majority of the people in Umtata speak isiXhosa and are descendants of the Xhosa tribe. One of the most popular attractions you'll find in Umtata is the Nelson Mandela Museum. 10 years to the day after Nelson Mandela's release from prison on February 11, 1990, the Nelson Mandela Museum opened its doors. Nelson Mandela insisted that it was not just to be a static collection and tribute to him, but a living memorial of his values and vision. It was to inspire and enrich all who visited, serve as a catalyst for development, and should share the heritage resources linked to him. The Nelson Mandela Museum is more than a place. It is an experience that allows visitors to follow the footprints of a man whose long walk to freedom began in the foothills that rise from the banks of the Mbashi River. His journey took him back to the village of Kunu, where he put down roots and grew tall and strong. The young man listened to and learned from his elders, moved by their stories of battles for their land. His battle for liberation would be waged a long way from the rural landscape of his birth. It would take him from studying at the University of Fort Hare in Alice to the mines in Johannesburg, and from the capital cities of the world to a prison cell on Robben Island before he emerged from his long imprisonment, unbowed and victorious on a summer day in February 1990. His gift is a living one that embodies his commitment to the principles of human rights, freedom, peace, and democracy. This consistently evolving legacy is housed right here in the Nelson Mandela Museum. Here are the exhibitions that celebrate his life and his journey, including Gift to the Nation, which showcases the gifts he has received from the people, institutions, and governments and celebrities all around the world, and the collection of images and artifacts that illustrate and illuminate his life. Later that day, I traveled to Mvezo, also known as the Great Place. This is where Mandela was born. Until Mandela was released from prison, only a few people in Mvezo knew or even acknowledged this was where he was born. Home for the Mandelas was right here on the banks of the Mbashi River in Timbuland, the southern part of the Transkei. Mandela's father, Godla Henry, was the chief for the village headman of Mvezo. He was also a valued counselor to a Tembu royal family. As grand as it all sounded, Mandela said even then the role of a chief had become debased by white colonial rule. Wow. Mandela's mother, Northakani, was third of his father's 4 wives. The couple had 4 children, 3 girls and Nelson. In his autobiography, Nelson Mandela notes that his father was a wealthy nobleman by the standards of his time. But life was still simple. The family crawl included a few thatch huts, a fenced-in enclosure for animals, and fields for growing crops. The caretaker of Mandela's ancestral crown, John Kalakulu, gave us a great tour around.
And uqale wadibana nondaba nombuso ubano.
Yeah, Buso, yeah.
So akana communicator nombuso.
One of the rooms I entered had this amazing picture of Mandela in a chief outfit made of leopard. And on the walls, there were rare photos of him and the family. Kunu. This was the place he called home, both as a child and after his release from prison when he returned to build a house. It was here that he retired to spend his twilight years, preferring the tug of the ancestors to the brash metropolis. Some of the happiest years of my boyhood were spent in Kunu, Mandela quoted in his book, Long Walk to Freedom. While in Kunu, I had a chance to visit the Milton Bukela Senior Secondary School, one of the local high schools in the area. Mandela always had a special affinity with children. He believed no country can really develop unless its citizens are educated. That day, I was able to donate school uniforms to the less fortunate students and sports equipment for the school. And a Zymo connected to a Volvo, and
never does it. That's one what you
so we connected, and I asked her, I said, what is it that you guys need? And, she told me the uniforms.
Yes. I took the teachers, school management, the students. I took the teachers, the school management, and also my peers, the students. I would like to thank you, to thank you, Mr. I would like just to thank you. I'm kind of speechless. This is a surprise. I didn't expect it. But it is a motivation to us. You're also inspiring grade 11s, grade 10s to work hard. Can you please continue doing this?
Yeah.
You know, you are motivating me, you are motivating us. I hope each and every one of us is so inspired. You are doing great work. Please continue. Never stop. Thank you. God bless you.
Othisha balama banabele kanjani? Dawujika nento zami.
Oh, they're gonna slow it down. Oh, yeah, that's how you gotta catch them singing.
This was something I always wanted to do. The principal and the students actually surprised me and sang the South African national anthem. It was unbelievable. As they were singing, I could feel their voices touching my soul. I've never seen a group of students show so much respect and gratitude for the small things that we may take for granted. I promised them I would return and provide them with more uniforms and resources so they could focus on their education. This whole experience was phenomenal. I knew Mandela would have loved to have seen it.
Siyakuthanda, meaning that we love you.
Oh, okay.
So try it.
Siyakutanda.
Yes.
Siyakutanda.
Wena uzoxa uthethayo, I love you too. Ndiyanithanda nam. Ndiyanithanda nam. Xa sithi
Diyanatanda, ma'am.
Ndiyanithanda nam.
Diyanatanda.
Nam.
Nam. Diyatanda nam. Yeah.
Welcome to Soweto, welcome to Soweto. Welcome to my name is Jack, I live in a shack, I might be black cause I respect Soweto. Welcome to Soweto, welcome to our show. Oh yeah. Ask Mandela, welcome to Mandela, welcome to Mandela, welcome to Mandela, welcome to where?
The next day I traveled to Johannesburg. I had a chance to link up with Z and Bombatha Mandela, the grandsons of Nelson and Winnie Mandela. They showed me great hospitality. They took me around Soweto, the largest black township in South Africa. Most of the struggle against apartheid was fought in and from Soweto. Soweto was also the center of political campaigns aimed at the overthrow of apartheid. Z and Bombatha later took me to their grandmother Winnie Mandela's house, which was located right in the heart of Soweto.
Just even just in terms of familial traditions and all that, this is where, you know, things are carried out from. She used to do this garden herself every weekend. If you look over there, okay? The Soweto Towers, that's the east side. Now this is the west side. So on New Year's, what we usually do is we start a competition, and the east will light firecrackers and they'll pull follow back by blowing a whole lot of crackers here. And it just goes back and forth.
Oh, wow. Oh, there's a lot of people in here.
Yeah. Thanks. Condolences.
Sure, thanks. Hey, how's it going, man? Ivy, man. Nice to meet you.
Look, sure thing. Nice to meet you. Yeah, he's the house manager, basically.
Oh, okay.
He manages the house here.
Yeah, brother. We can't really show you more.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, we're in and out, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to go to Villa.
After we visited 8115, Mandela's house, which is now a museum.
Yeah, so that's the address of it. This is where we grew up. Well, my mother and my aunt grew up. But now they've changed it up a bit.
They gave me the best tour of the house. Although it was years ago, they still remembered growing up right here as a child.
That's my mother and that's my aunt over there.
That's your aunt?
Yeah. That's my mother and that's my aunt. Yeah. The police were out here arresting people here.
Yeah.
These are all policemen.
Is this the actual bed?
It looks like it.
Oh, okay.
There's some places, but
yeah. Oh, so it was just passing through.
we'll just take a little walk. Yes, I'm definitely gonna stick out. Yeah, we're sticking out already, boy.
They even walked me through some of the poorer neighborhoods to show me how bad the living conditions were for some of the people. It seemed almost as though apartheid still exists.
Listen, so let me get this straight. So this is government property?
No, that's the people's land. But like,
this is people's
that's
land?
that's just basically what they think to sit down and address.
Mm-hmm.
But you're talking about the law really not getting that kind of help. Even through the COVID, through the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
There was imagine getting $3, not $3, $30 as your stimulus package.
Wow.
Yeah. And even then, so you have to have a lot of. It's not as easy as, the thing you're saying about Trump getting that, your access to that kind of grant or. Loan. It's and even then, sometimes don't pay. Yeah. Like some months, people go without it.
Wow.
Yeah. So most of the artists or the artist industry, culture industry, there's a lot of places that are really fucked up because there's no proper governance.
Right.
If there was proper governance, there's a lot of hazards. Even if you look in this area, it's not actually livable, man. There's a lot of hazardous shit that's happening around here.
And I'm surprised they have electricity.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That has to be stolen. Especially in places.
I'ma get no be so. Girl, you won't capture my soul. I'ma get no be so. Make we one bolombo. Better bye. I'm loose. Even better done the para. Tonight in Josie, I'm in Josie. Won't if you want one Josie. I'm not playing with you, I'm not joking. My thought of mom is loaded. Me, you can fag up, but I'm on molly. I'm on duty, but I'm on low-key. They want do me, they want do me. They want do me, cause they want do me. When you won't want me, when you won't want me. I'm in San Francisco, Jammy. When you won't want me, when you won't want me. I just flew in from Miami, Peru, Peru.
Robben Island. Mandela spent the first 18 of his 27 years in jail at the brutal Robben Island prison. I just couldn't believe how a man of his stature could sacrifice his freedom and endure all those years in such a prison. He was confined to a small cell without a bed or plumbing and forced to do hard work and labor in a quarry. He could write and receive a letter once every 6 months. And once a year, he was allowed to meet with a visitor for 30 minutes.
When ingested might just irritate the gut. Acid reflux could give a fuck how you feel. Chilled in the field where loyalty is surreal. Royalty, I'm a big deal.
However, Mandela's resolve remained unbroken. And while remaining the symbolic leader of the anti-apartheid movement, he led a movement of civil disobedience at the prison that coerced South African officials to drastically improving conditions on Robben Island. He was later moved to another prison where he lived under house arrest. In 1989, F.W. de Klerk became the South African president and set about dismantling apartheid. De Klerk lifted the ban on the ANC, suspended executions, and in February 1990, ordered the release of Nelson Mandela.
And that'll be the moment the world has been waiting for. There's Mr. Mandela, Mr. Nelson Mandela, a free man taking his first steps into a new South Africa. Mrs. Winnie Mandela.
High on me, baby, cause you light up on it. Eyes on me, baby, when you wind up on it. Die for you, baby, put my life up on it. Right for me, baby, you know I must admit when you do like that, you make me want to move right back. Why can't we move time back? Why can't we do like that? Yeah. If I was Moses, apart season, move mountains, your heart bleeds for a new accountant, cause it was stolen. I should have taken more care when I stepped up to be the one that you had chosen. I wish we could go back. Time doesn't care about missed opportunities or lives we both use, or the price of the queen that I lost in 2 moves. I wanna kiss the scar even though I left the bruise on your heart. My name is on your lips, and I see you everywhere I go. And baby, if I slip,
tell me when I'm falling, even when I'm all in. They don't make love like this no more. Answer when I'm calling.
After leaving Robben Island, I traveled to Mitchell's Plain, an impoverished suburb outside of Cape Town, one of the most dangerous cities in the world. The police recorded more than 2,800 murders in 2021, and its homicide rate, about 66 killings per 100,000 people, surpassed by only the most violent cities in Latin America.
Yeah.
What's up, man? What's going on, man? Ivan. Yeah, Sharif, nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you, man.
Ramis.
Ramis, what's going on, man? What's going on, bro?
You told me you from America.
Yeah.
You in my hands?
Yeah.
Nothing. Fuck all, it's like nothing your husband.
Right.
What happened to you?
Right.
Damn it. I was the last 2 guys from this.
The violence largely stemmed from escalating turf battles between gangs that traffic in drugs, weapons, and illicit goods like abalone, a shellfish prized by poachers. I had the chance to meet up with Ricardo, a friend of mine that I had recently met through Bambatha Mandela. He introduced me to some of the local gang members.
So these communities are very close-knit communities, you know, where the one neighbor is another neighbor, you know, and they it's like one massive big family.
Right. I get it.
They showed me around the area, but we were limited because it wasn't safe for them to walk on the other gang's turf. I also had a chance to talk with the elders in the neighborhood. They were the only people in the neighborhood that took the initiative to help feed and support the members of the community through their own self-funded nonprofit.
You know what I mean? We deal with a range of things. We deal with disabled people, you know. We deal with youth. We deal with the community as a whole. You know what I mean? And when we're talking about community as a whole, problems people have in the community, municipal infrastructure problems they had, their water's not running, the electricity is not on, their house burnt off, and it's a rigmarole of things. Yeah, so.
Through their own self-funded nonprofit. The elder man took me to see the harsh conditions of some of the neighborhoods and meet some of the families that were severely affected by the lack of support from the government. It was sad and almost brought me to tears after seeing the children laugh and play while living in these conditions, not knowing that there is a better life outside of these walls.
You know what I mean? Therefore, they sleep here. They come and put mattress again. All of them sleep here with the great, like 70 years old. And therefore, when people are notified us about the thing that is happening here, we came here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We as that whole window was out. We plastered it. We're still busy. We're still on a process of finishing it off. But you can see the walls here.
Yeah.
And the entire structure. We need to reinforce the entire place.
Mandela subsequently led the ANC in its negotiations with the minority government for an end to apartheid and the establishment of a multiracial government. In 1993, Mandela and de Klerk were jointly awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. 1 year later, the ANC won its electoral majority in the country's first free elections, and Mandela was elected South Africa's first black president.
Paid tribute to his new vice president, F.W. de Klerk, the last apartheid president who negotiated the historic transfer of power. Mandela then called for unity in this racially diverse and racially divided land.
The time for the healing of the wounds has come. The moment to bridge the chasms that divide us has come. The time to build is upon us.
My last stop was Cape Town, also known as the Mother City, a modern cosmopolitan city surrounded by nature, centered around Table Mountain, one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Cape Town is known for its beautiful beaches, stunning biodiversity, award-winning food and wine, and sheer variety of unique experiences. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the beauty of South Africa. So right here, you got the lion's head. That's probably lion's head is probably my favorite. Let me show you guys a little bit more. Look at this place, beautiful. Come on, I'm gonna show you guys Table Mountain. I'm gonna show you guys Table Mountain. If you come up, you see the lion's head again. Here's a better view of the lion's head. My favorite one. You see over here, you got the Atlantic Ocean. That's the Atlantic Ocean, and to the left, you got the Indian Ocean. So it's the line, you actually can see the line. I haven't seen it yet, but you can actually see the line.
Yeah, I'm starting. Oh, you started? I paused and
Altomo